I'm here today to testify in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee to give my support and the support of Gabby behind something that makes complete sense. I mean, it is common sense that criminals and the mentally ill, dangerously mentally ill, should be prevented from buying a gun without a background check.
Rights demand responsibility, and this right does not extend to criminals, and it does not extend to the dangerously mentally ill. When dangerous people get guns, we are all vulnerable. At the movies, at church, conducting our everyday business, meeting with a government official. And time after time after time, at school, on our campuses, and now even in our children's classrooms. When dangerous people command the lethality of 33 and 100 round magazines, we are all the more vulnerable.
The first way to address the problem is to make sure everybody has to get a background check, right? And then once you do that, a companion to that should be, we've got to make sure that that the history of dangerously mentally ill people need to be in that system so they would then fail the background check. You know, there isn't one thing that has caused us to get to the point where we have 15 to 20 times the murder rate from handguns of similar countries. It's not one thing. So the solution is not going to be, it's not going to be one thing we can point to. But, the most common sense thing we can do is to make sure that people have to get a background check before buying a gun.
The term universal background check is a misnomer. To assume that passing a law that requires a private transfer to undergo a background check in order for that transfer to take place, and that the criminal on the street completing an illegal transfer of an illegal firearm between two persons who are almost certainly already prohibited, that those people would go down to Miller's gun store and get a background check before completing that transfer is on its face rather foolish. A universal, quote-unquote, background check system is never going to be universal.